Students, welcome to class 7. This is our first class, and I would like to say that I am going to take your English rapid. And at first, before starting the class, I would like to say that which story which we have chosen for our English rapid. Okay, so the name of the novel is The Mayor of Casterbridge, written by Thomas Hardy. Uh, First, I would like to say about Thomas Hardy. So, Thomas Hardy was one of the most significant writer of English literature. He was basically famous for his novels and his poetries. He was famous for his novels like The Mayor of Casterbridge, which we are going to read, and Far from the Madding Crowd, Jude the Obscure, and The Return of the Native. There are so many novels are there. There are so many poems are also there. For this, he became very famous. Okay. So now we are going to start with the first chapter of the novel, of this novel. So if you have the book, so please take it out and turn to page number 5. And the first chapter of this novel is Strange Couple. So I'm going to start. Follow the video along with your book. Late one September evening in the first 30 odd years of the 19th century, a young man and a woman were seen nearing the village of Waden Prairies. So at the first we can see that it was the time of late September. Late September means it's not the first week of September. It is just like the late third or fourth week of September. Okay. And it was the time of evening, and it was it is just like the 19th century, and what is written here, the first 30 odd years. That means it from maybe 1800 to 1830. 1800 from 30 odd years, and 19th century means like 1830. It's the time. Okay. And two people are coming. They came to a village, and the village of Waden Prairies, the name of the village. The young woman was carrying a child in her arms. Two people means one woman and one man was there, and the woman was carrying a little child in her arms. The village was a large one in Upper Wessex. The couple were traveling on foot. They were wearing simple clothes but not badly dressed, even in spite of the thick layer of dust that had caught on their clothes and shoes, the result of a long journey. So what is written here? They were wearing simple clothes. That means the two people, that means the lady and the man, they were couple. Couple means just like the husband and wife maybe, and they were traveling on foot. They could not able to maybe they could not able to take any that means any transport or something like that. So it was, as it is the time of 1830, so maybe we could not able to see the different kinds of transport at that time, but though yet we are seeing that they were traveling on foot, and their clothes were they were not badly dressed, but the dust of the dress and the dust that means that was caught on their shoes and dresses. It proved that they were traveling far, very far. Okay, they were traveling from a very far. The man was rather well built, although he was rather dark complexioned. The man, he was actually having a very stout figure. That means he was very bold enough. It looked like. But he was not very fair. He looked serious. The nose was almost straight. His short brown jacket was all made of corduroy. The suit was older and had a waistcoat held together by buttons made of white horn. Now it is the description of the man. The man Rather, he was very stout. He had a very stout figure, and he was not very fair. He looked very serious. Okay, and his nose was very straight. His short brown jacket. The man was wearing a short one and a brown jacket, and it made of corduroy. Corduroy means it's made of soft cotton. Okay. His short and the suit was older and had a waistcoat held together by buttons made of white on. He was also a waistcoat, and there was a suit, and the waistcoat actually had the buttons, and it made by white horn button. Okay. The breeches were of the same material. He had one breech also. Breeches also, maybe he several breeches also there in his dress, and it was also made by the white horn. The leggings were tanned. The leggings means that means the pant, you can say, a trouser, you can say, is also, it was tanned. Tanned means, tanned means actually it has lost its color. Okay, it became colorless. Maybe they were traveling for a long time, and that is why maybe their dresses were not their dresses did not have the proper color because of the sun rays. Okay. On his head was a straw hat covered with black canvas. His head, he had a hat. He wore one hat, and it also had the straws for designing. Okay, and it also covered with black canvas. Over his back, he carried a rush basket held by a looped strap. What is that? That means the man also had one kind of bag, and that bag was, he had to wear it on his shoulder. Okay, on his back. The handle of a hay knife was showing from end of the basket, and had a hand tool called a wimble that hay trousers used. He had the bag, and in his bag it was seeing that there were some tools used for the farming, and he had another tools for, and which the people could see that that tools were actually related to the farming. So it proved that maybe he was a farmer. Okay. Now, his steps were the deliberate steps of a farm expert, not the aimless shuffle of a laborer. It proved, that means obviously because of his bag and also how he worked, and it proved that he was a farmer, not a laborer in the factory. Okay. Strangely, the couple did not exchange a word, although they worked together as if they had a lot to say to each other. It was really very strange that though they were couple, but it did not seem like that they were couple, because couples are generally talk to each other, share their feelings and everything, share their problems, share their happiness. But the couple, they were in some different mood. They were not talking to each other, though it showed that they wanted to tell something, but they were not talking. That means they did not have a good relation. Maybe they did not have a good relation between them.